This is the Arduino, and we're going to be using this to write some programs to do some more complicated things we can do with integrated circuits ourselves. The heart of it is a little computer. This thing's a fully functional computer. It controls all of these different pins here for input and output. It has memory, it can do some computations, so it's a fully functional computer. It just doesn't have very much memory and can't go very fast. So this is a very versatile computer. The way it gets its instructions is this plugs into a USB port on your computer. So you can write a program on your computer and you can download it and dump it into memory here, and it'll run on this computer by itself. At first, when you're plugging into a computer, it also gives it power, but when you're done with the program, you can, you're done installing the program from your computer. You don't have to have the computer anymore. You can just plug it in and run the program just off of battery power. So the way it works is each of these pins is very configurable. Some pins can be output pins. Let's say you want to put an LED on it, it'll send out a signal to turn on an LED. Other pins, you can also configure the same pin to be an input, and the input could be, let's say you want to push a button and have something happen. Well, that's an input to the computer. So that's one of the first things your programs will do, is set which pins are input, which are output. There's some fancier things like pulse width modulation and A to D converters and things like that. But it also has some pretty handy features, like it has ground pins, 5-volt pins, and well, 3.323, you don't need that, volt pins. So you can take a little jumper, a little wire, and put this from here into your breadboard, and you can actually use this to give power to your breadboard. So here's how we'll do it. We'll plug this into a computer with the USB port. In the computer, you will go into the Arduino web editor and pick the program you want to run, and we'll download it. Before we do that, I'm going to use this breadboard to have the Arduino control an LED light. So this is the positive part of the LED, so I'm going to put that into pin 13. That's the pin the program is asking us to put it into. And this one should go back to ground, and I'm going to find a ground pin. There's one up here next to this. There's other ones down here. I'll plug it in down there. It doesn't matter which one. So now this Arduino program will control this light. Okay. There we go. Didn't have it plugged in solidly. So now the program that's running on the Arduino is controlling this LED. So let me show you how we can change that. So the example that we're using in the Arduino web editor is the basic blink program. I'm going to make a quick change. I'm going to make it blink faster. And maybe I'll make it print, maybe do it 4 times as fast. Okay, and then first thing we're going to do is I probably can't see it very well from here. I'm going to hit the verify, which is the check mark. And it says there is an error compiling. Maybe I didn't select the correct board, so I hit the down arrow. Let's see if the board changed. No, this looks okay. This looks better. Let's hit the compile again. Now it was successful. So now I'm going to hit, that was a check mark button. Now I'm going to hit the arrow button, which will take that program, download it into the Arduino, and now it's running the program, and you notice it's blinking 4 times as fast. So that's how we're going to program the Arduino. Let me just show you how this works if I take it off of the computer. The Arduino is no longer connected to the computer. And I'll plug it in, just give it power, and show you that the Arduino is doing it by itself. It doesn't have to be plugged into the computer.